Good morning. This time we chose for a video like to revisit those 4 positions that I used to explain what happens in side control bottom. And reason being is I meet already so many people during my traveling, and definitely in Globetrotter camps, where people come to me to ask about those things. The people are watching those videos and practicing those things, and also they have certain problems that I think we already a little bit fixed a couple of years ago. Because if you learn this, maybe you don't have a knowledge and how to fix it, then you don't see your problems and you suffer a little bit. But there's a rule that if I kind of like, I feel like when the position needs too much feeling to work, then it has to be certain like dialed down version of it that requires less feeling. And so a couple of months ago, I started to think more about the running man stuff, that the problems we had. So I just show you what the problems were, and then I also show you how, let's say, the version 2.0 seems to answer them better. Anyway, so what the problem was in running man. So usually we did this. So there was a gap, so people could like hook their leg, pull the leg, yeah. So like make me flat. They could cradle me easier. If I would miss this wrist fighting, it's always have to be active anyway. And also could like step over to have leg locks and stuff, yeah. So people could go in, and I would have a harder time to protect. So the problem was this, and also I also felt that because of this leg was kind of up, I had harder time to, like, let's say, be more parallel towards the mat. So now we play knees closed. So even if the cradles they pass here, so go. So it's kind of ridiculously hard to go to leg locks. I'm defending the knee line. It's actually quite hard, and to pull me back, go pull back. The angle is so weird to pull from this way back. They would have to be here a little bit with their body so to lift this, but this way pulling back is quite hard. So it gives me, not impossible, but quite hard. It gives me more time to react. And also my body is having these days I like to call it gymnastic hollow body, like this, like shoulders forward, hollow body, and I'm looking behind the shoulder. Basically I'm doing this. My head looks vertical because my body can only turn 45 degrees, so it looks like straight to the mat. So elbow is out, so he can see my elbow tip, and I'm doing this. So if he tries to go to seatbelt, go seatbelt. It's kind of quite annoying actually to go. If they actually get through here, I have my wrist, and hollow body allows this arm to be also more active, and this has to be protected. And if it's here, then I can't create this panda pressure that we use to keep it really, really tight. So that's why the legs are kind of running, yeah. So I have this pressure, so if he tries to go underhooks, so it's really tight. If I a little bit straighten this, so it's a little bit harder to hold this. So that's why, so those kind of running manish, and then you look here, and then you move. So those, so hollow body, so turning the shoulders, looking, this tightness, and basically the bigger one or the legs. These days we're calling this running man also like a half turtle, because in a way, if I call it, like a hawking or running man, panda and turtle, it kind of shows the system as separate and not unifying. So maybe I also like tried to call it like a turtle, sitting turtle. The DVD comes out actually quite soon, I hope, about this panda sitting turtle stuff. Also half turtle could be running man, and let's say hawking could be like a quarter turtle or something, or sideways turtle. Or it also, the names are important, but I'm always willing to change them, but it has to show also the unity of the position. And talking about the hawking the joke is always for new watchers, like listeners, the guy was a genius, so he's all this kind of structure, so that's the reference of it. But again, the hollow body, legs are the similar way they would run, and I just keep them back. So this has to be tight, yeah. And I'm looking, I put the gi on also soon. I'm looking towards him in a specific way that kind of makes his attacks small, like weaker. So if he goes for kimuras and stuff, this is really, really tight, and I'm gonna wrist fight always here. It's always gonna be active. An important part is the head. because people ask me, let's say, not all the time, but often, that if I play like a hawking or something, so they go for that choke, and also the paper cutter is there. So paper cutter, top arm, paper cutter.
Oh, this one, okay.
Ronald. So that's possible. So, and now for the first choke, yeah. So go for first. So this, and then I have my arm also. So it's, if I little bit leave a gap here, they still can go through. Go. So it's still, they can access, and you know, I play this because it's more fun, more open. But if you really have this kind of boxing shoulder going on here, go for a choke. And you have also wrist, so it's quite annoying actually to get this choke going on. So I can mess with this, but the structure makes it strong. And for a paper cutter, if I have this crane neck, go, so they can use this, go back. So if I do this, so that I make with the shoulder, all this hollow body, I make the angle so weird that they have to usually go to north-south-ish more. It makes my escape a little bit better. So those are kind of the points we added or made it better. With Panda and Turtle, everything seems to be fine. And I always want to emphasize more when I talk about it that this, let's say, that's this, the wrist work has to be very active. So I play this, it's kind of fun, more open, but it's not static here. So if they want to go to seat belts and stuff, go. So it's always going to be a wrist fight. And so people are a little bit too like this and they hope nothing happens. But it's like you have to move, you have to keep certain things close, but we make the chaos as small as possible so we can control it, predict it better, and we manage it. And then it becomes very boring and you open up, and then you're more open and play more, you know, like a boxer. First you start this and then you play like open more and move, so because you can, because you know the context. So I hope this helps. I get a lot of feedback around the world with people developing those things and kind of giving me like you know, inspiration and keep doing this. And then anytime when I see you guys in camps and stuff, you know, come to talk to me and share some ideas. I fix your stuff, and so it's really fun to see this process happening, you know, and then meeting those people all around the world. So see you in camps, and or see you in another video. So.